Hi, welcome to Driving TV and I hope you are well. In this video, I want to give you few reminders about your driving test. Because of these, many learners are failing the driving test. Let's start the lesson. Now, when you are in your driving test, your examiner will ask you to stop somewhere safe on the left few times. Why? To check if you stop safely and then if you move off safely. Now, when you do that, what if you hit the pavement? What does that mean? And the reason I want to tell you this is because many learners, they get confused when they hit the pavement. Now, firstly, don't hit the pavement. Generally, yes, if you hit the pavement, you fail your test. Okay? Now, in the test, if you did hit the pavement, I want you to know that hitting the pavement is not an automatic fail. It is not like going through a red light. If you go through a red light, what does it mean? You failed, okay, because it's breaking the law. But here, hitting the pavement is not breaking the law. So if you hit the pavement, is that mean you failed? It will depend on how hard you hit. Did you just touch the pavement or did you hit it hard? It will depend, but it is not an automatic fail. So by mistake, if you did hit the pavement, don't give up. This is the point I'm trying to make, okay? Many learners, soon as they hit, they give up, and then they realize afterwards that they didn't fail for that. They fell for something after, but by that point, they've already gave up. So whatever happens, don't give up. So if you do hit the pavement, don't think that it's an automatic fail, because you don't know whether it's a fail or pass. Don't be the judge. If you do hit by mistake, you keep on driving, give your best shot, do your best, and at the end, you'll get to know whether you pass or you fail, okay? So whatever happens, don't give up. Your job is to drive, you drive, and then at the end, you'll get to know, okay? Second reminder is that the examiner will ask you two questions about your car. One to show them and one to tell them. Now tell them maybe, can you tell me how you would check if your brake lights are working, if your reverse lights are working, your indicator lights are working? These are tell me questions. And on tell me questions, if you do get the answer wrong, you won't fail for that, you will get one minor, okay? But on the show me question, the examiner probably will ask you when the car is moving. So when you are driving, the examiner will ask you to do something. Maybe when you're driving, the examiner might say, can you open my window, open your window, clean the window, the front or the back, put the wiper on the front or the back. And when you do that, make sure you don't lose the control of your car where the car is going. This is where many learners, they fail, because for them to do something or show them while they're driving, the car is not under control. And because of that, they're failing the driving test. So for example, the examiner might say, can you open your window? Now for you to do that, there is a switch here for you to open the window. Okay, but same time, your car is moving, okay? Now, if you look on the switch and take your concentration where the switch is and trying to find the switch and open the window, and you lose the control where the car is going, you're going to fail your test for that. Okay, so when the examiner asks you to show them something when the car is moving, make sure you are in control and keep your concentration where the road is, where the car is going, and do the thing that you need to do in your own time. So whether you need to open the window or put the wiper on or clean the window, make sure you know where the car is going. Make sure you are in control where the car is going, because if you lose control, you will fail. The whole reason they are asking you a question to show them something is to check if you could control the car, be in control and do. While you are doing it, if you lose control, that's the whole reason of the examiner asking, is to check, can you do it when the car is moving, keeping the car under control. That's what they're checking, okay? So make sure if you lose control, you will fail your test for that. Also, for emergency stop. Now we know we check the mirror every 5 to 8 seconds before we do anything, whether we brake, we give gas, we speed up, we reduce, we change gear. So before we do anything, going left, going right, we look at the mirror first. But what if the examiner asks you to do an emergency stop? Before you stop, which mirror should you check? Should you look at the mirror before you do an emergency stop? The answer is no. No mirror before emergency stop. Here we're talking about an emergency, saving somebody front of you. So if I give you a scenario, say you're driving along, there's a child comes front of you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to look at the mirror first and then brake to stop to save the child? Or are you going to brake anyway, regardless looking at the mirror? Because even if you do look at the mirror and there's somebody there, it doesn't really matter, does it? You're still going to brake to save that child. So your priority is the child in front, or what's happening in front of you. That's what your priority is. So in an emergency, no mirror. You brake to save the person or the thing in front of you, not what's happening behind you. In general, yes, we look at the mirror before we do anything. But in an emergency, no mirror. Because if you look at the mirror, your reaction might change and you might not brake on time and you're going to go and hit that child or whatever in front of you. So just to conclude, in general, we look at the mirror before we do anything. In an emergency, we don't look at the mirror because our priority is the thing in front of us. I hope this is clear to you. Next reminder is that when I do the bay parking, so reverse into a bay or going forward into a bay, can I open my door to check if it's in the bay or not? If it's in the line or not? Yes, you can. Once you are in the bay, if you're not sure, open the door to check if it's in the bay. And if it's not in the bay, you correct. Whether go forward or backwards, whichever way you need to go, make sure you correct. You're allowed to do that. What's the best way of opening the door? Best way to open the door is with your left hand. The advice is to open it with your left hand. Why? Because when you open it with your left hand, it makes you go that way and it's allowing you to check if there's somebody there. Okay, so check first and then open and then check and then close. Okay, so open it with your left hand. If it's the right hand, it's not making you look over there. Okay, so you look, left hand, open, close, and then if it's not in the bay, you correct. You're allowed to do that. So yes, are you allowed to open the door? You are allowed to open the door and check. If it's not in the bay, you could correct. You're allowed to do that. It's part of the test. Next reminder is that when you are reversing, maybe doing a parking, parallel parking or bay parking, and you are reversing, you should be looking at the back mainly. Many learners, they fail because they don't look at the back mainly. Remember, that's the way the car is going, so this becomes your front of your car. That's the way you should be looking mainly. So the next advice is that for you to look at the back, you need to be positioned in a way so it makes it easier for you to look. So don't look at the back by looking from the position the way you are driving. Okay, so that's the position you are driving. You can't really see. You're going to have neck problem and you can't really see anything. Best way to look at the back is to position yourself slightly towards that way. Okay, keep both hands on the wheel and look. Okay, so yes, you need to look at the back mainly, and for you to do that, position yourself slightly towards that way. That will make it easier for you to look at the back and keep looking at the back all the time, as long as the car is going back. Okay, from this position you can't really see anything. Okay, so position your body in a way so that it makes it easier for you to look at the back. So just a reminder, two things when you're reversing is to look at the back mainly, and every now and again look around and position yourself in a way so it makes it easier for you to look at the back. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. And the next reminder is regards to the signaling. Okay, when you signal for you to go left or to go right, especially in the roundabout, if the signal goes off, make sure you put it back on again. Many learners, they make that mistake. They put the signal on and then it goes off. So for example, you want to go fourth exit on the right on the roundabout. You put the signal on, right. As you're going round, the signal goes off halfway. What do? Make sure you put it back on again, because if you don't, you're confusing others because they don't know where you're going now. And because of that, you will fail your test for that. So if the signal goes off, put it back on again. Two things I like to share. Number one, if you want to take mock test with me and you live in Southampton or maybe around Southampton, or maybe you could come to Southampton because that's where I'm based, and you want to take mock test with me, do contact me by email. I will leave the email on the description, and obviously it's here as well if you want the email. Obviously it will be recorded and it will be on the channel, and if you're happy with that to take the mock test, do contact and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you are learning and you need help on learning and passing the driving test, don't forget to take the advantage of our online course. The course gives everything a learner needs to learn to drive and to pass the driving test. It has everything a learner needs. I will leave a link on the description for you to have a look. Have a look and see and read, and if you like it, you could always join the course. So one of the questions many learners they get confused with and they do ask is that, how do I know the speed of the road? The road that I am driving, how do I know the speed? Or when I go left, when I go right into a new road, how do I know the speed? Now when you're driving on the residential areas with the street lights, it's 30. So if it's safe, you do up to 30. If it's not safe, you do as much as you can. So on the residential areas with street lights, the maximum is 30. If the road is safe, you do 30. If it's not, you do as much as you can. When you go to a new road from that road, make sure the first thing you do is to check if there is a speed sign changing the speed for that road. If there is no speed sign, it means it continues from the speed you were driving. So the road you just came from, the speed was 30. On the new road, there is no speed sign. It means it continues 30. So the road is 30. You go into a new road. There is no speed sign. It means it continues. The speed sign is different. It means the speed is now what the speed is saying, what the speed sign is saying. So the next reminder is that if the road is 30, do I have to do 30? Can I go less than 30? Now, if the road is safe to do 30, you should do near to 30, 28, 29, 30, because the road is safe to do. If the road is 30 and you're driving 20, yes, you will fail because you're too slow and you're causing problem for the car behind. You are allowing them to overtake you for no reason. The road is 30 and it's safe to do 30, you should be driving 30. If the road isn't safe to do 30, then obviously you can't do 30. You do as much as you can according to the road condition. The road could have lots of parked cars, lots of people, and you can't do 30, even though the maximum is 30. So that means you're going to drive as much as you can. But if the road is safe to do 30 and you only do 20, you will fail for being too slow because the road is safe to do 30. On another situation, can I fail the driving test driving 30 on a 30 road? Yes, you can. Maybe because the road wasn't safe enough to do 30. Even though, like I said, the road is 30, but the condition of the road isn't safe to do 30. Maybe it has a lot of problem, like I said, maybe parked cars, maybe people around, maybe school around and children around. And you can't do 30 even though the road is 30. So yes, even though the road is 30, you can't fail for driving 30 because the condition isn't good for that road, for that portion of the road, for you to do 30 because it has a lot of problems. It has a lot of things. And because of the condition, because of the reasons there is a problem, you can't do 30. So yes, on the road, even though it's 30, you can fail for driving 30 because the road condition isn't good enough to do 30. On the other hand, we talked about if the road is 30, and it's safe to do 30, and if you don't do 30, you will fail for being too slow because the road is safe enough to do 30. So these are the reminders I wanted to remind you in this video. I hope it helps. If it does, please do give a thumbs up and do make a comment what you think of the video. And if you have any questions about something that you are confused with or you need help on, do make a comment and I will try to help. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and hope to see you again on the next video. Bye for now.